Chatting with the voice of rugby league, Rabsy Ray Warren. G'day, Ray. How are you?
Good, mate. Thank you.
Mate, it is really good that this week we are talking about the good things about rugby league. The rugby league community is absolutely amazing, and it's a spectacle that's going to be this week right across the NRL, where literally the fans and the clubs and the players are all coming together, all uniting to help one person, and that's Alex McKinnon. Rise for Alex. How good is that?
Yeah, no, it's a good feeling to be able to help somebody. That's the first thing. You'd love to be able to wave a magic wand and bring him back to where he was before he suffered this tragic accident. So what more can we do other than to support this round and support whatever organisations are doing something to put some funds in place for what's going to be a long haul for Alex back to the best health we can bring him. So again, it doesn't surprise me that the rugby league community is rallied like they have. And I think we can talk outside the rugby league community. I'm sure there's a lot of people that won't go to football this weekend for a number of reasons, one of them being geographical reasons. But there is a website that, of course, those people can go to if they want to donate anyway. So we can all be part of this. And then it's my hope, and I mean this very strongly, it's my hope then that maybe we'll look at this on an annual basis where we have a weekend to raise funds and to put them away, put them aside to aid anybody else that falls into the same category that Alex McKinnon has. I can't see why it just has to be a one-off thing for Alex McKinnon. I think we should be mindful that there are other people that have suffered spinal injuries, other people that have been disabled to the point they will carry their injuries through life. I'm starting to think that maybe every year we should have a round. We do something similar to what we're doing this weekend.
Well, it is a high-contact sport. Now, in the many years you've been calling this particular game, it is a high-contact game, a high-contact sport. It's getting faster and faster. The hits are getting harder and harder. I mean, how often do you see an injury like this severe?
Oh, well, hardly ever, I suppose. I was there to see Simon Dwyer from West Tigers. He suffered a crippling shoulder injury, and he's still with his arm in a sling, and he's got very little use of his right arm, and his career finished as a result of that. So Simon comes to mind. I wasn't there to see John Farragher many, many years ago. And then, of course, I watched what happened with Alex on television. So when you spread that across a broadcasting career of 50 years, then obviously it doesn't happen very often. But that probably becomes irrelevant if you stop and think about the things that we maybe can do to make it even safer again. I mean, rugby league, if you look at Origin 1, it's a violent game, it's a brutal game, all that controlled aggression. But we all enjoyed Origin 1, but there wasn't even a punch thrown.
No punch thrown, and there was no major injuries come out of that game. I mean,
absolutely right. And,
although
if you look at
Cooper got a broken hand, but he was back only a couple of weeks later.
See, they made the no punch rule as a result of Paul Gallen and his actions against Nate Miles last year, and they said it'll be basically a mandatory 10 minutes in the sin bin. And I'm wondering whether or not that should be a story that's telling us something. I mean, we're treating concussions with much more responsibility this year. We've outlawed the cannonball tackle, which is the third tackle in around the knees and below. The dangerous tackle, I can't for the life of me work out why, when that's deemed to be the case, like the one that got Alex, that should be a penalty and sin bin as well, in my opinion, and then move on to the match review committee and distribute a heavy penalty. Now, none of that's going to restore Alex McKinnon, I know that. And there are going to be concussions, and I know that. And there'll be cannonball tackles, and I know that. But people have to know that the first thing you're going to do is you're going to spend some time in the sin bin. It's working with the punch. Now, if it works with the punch, why can't it work with other things?
Well, you're going to spend some time on the sidelines. Is there any particular reason why Channel 9 isn't broadcasting that Titans-Newcastle game on Sunday afternoon?
Oh, well, for obvious reasons. In fact, it's not painful for me to talk about, but it's a simple answer to all that. This year, like last year, the chief executive officers demanded that the telecasters lay down what matches they'll be doing, basically for the entire year, and they base that thought on it gives people more time to organise their trip to follow their team. Well, we were giving people 5 weeks up until 2 years ago, and I would have thought 5 weeks was enough time. But as a result of what the chief executives wanted, they got their way, and now we are coming up to round 19. That would have been laid down, documented, what Channel 9 was doing at the start of the year, back in about January.
Rabsy, it's always great to talk with you, mate. Fantastic chatting you on a Friday afternoon.
No problem.
Rabsy Warren, the voice of rugby.